Okay, hello, welcome to my channel. Now in this video we're just going to go over this little integral. So I'm going to take the antiderivative of this integrand over here. So we have it to be the square root of 1 plus the square root of x. Okay, great. Well, this may look so complicated, but it is very simple. In fact, the video has a very short minute. Okay, great. Let's first of all start with the substitution by saying let u take the radicand function, that is 1 plus the square root of x. Okay, as a function under the first or the big square root. And if that happens, we want to get the du by taking the derivative of both sides. So if we differentiate both sides, we see that du is going to become, well, this is just going to be the square root of 1 is just going to be 0 plus what is the derivative of the square root of x? Well, if we differentiate that, we're going to have 1 over 2 root x. And then we just put up the dx at the back like that. Okay, great. And notice that from this substitution that u should be 1 plus the square root of x, it means that the square root of x can become u minus 1. Okay, great. So we are going to take this back into the integral, and we are going to have this to become the integral of the square root of, so you notice 1 plus the square root of x is u. So we're going to have of the square root of u times dx. Well, what is dx? From here we can get dx to become, let's see, we multiply both sides by this denominator, right? This will become 2 root x times du. Okay, great. So in place of dx, here we just write 2 root x times du. So that is going to become times, they are kind of multiplied together. So 2 root x times du. Okay, great. Now we have this. We've successfully changed some of the variables from x to u, but there is still a term here, all right, that we need to change to the variable u. And we can easily get that from here, the fact that the square root of x is just 1 minus u. Okay, so I'm going to do that changing, and I'm also going to rewrite this in an index form. So this is going to become the integral of, well, square root of u is u to the power 1/2, right? Then maybe I can put this product out front, that is 2 times the integral of that. Then the square root of x is just u minus 1, and then we put the du. Okay, great. And now over here we are going to multiply this integral. We're going to multiply through the bracket, and we're going to have 2 times the integral of, well, if you're multiplying this and you know that this is the power u to the power 1, right? Since the basis addition, you just have to add the exponent. So 1/2 plus 1 will give us 3/2. So that's going to be u to the power 3/2. That's 3 over 2. Then minus, well, u times negative 1 is just u to whatever power we had there, right? So that is u to the power 1/2. And then this is still over the u variable. Okay, great. Okay, so let's just do the integration at once. Always remember to have an arbitrary constant added to your result. Okay, great. So we are going to integrate this. This is just a power function, so we're going to use the inverse power rule by adding 1 to the power and dividing by the new power. So if we add 1 to 3/2, that's going to be 5/2, right? So that's just u to the power 5/2. Then we are going to divide this by 5/2. That is something as multiplying by 2 over 5. That is, just check it out, right? And then we take we subtract this one from it, the integral of this from it, which is going to be u to the power 3/2, and then 2/3 of that. Okay, great. We are not done yet. Take note, we were given in the x, we were given the equation with the x variable. We just made this substitution, so we need to gain back to the original variable. Okay, great. So we are going to recall what u was from our first substitution, which told us that u was just 1 plus the square root of x. So that tells us that u is 1 plus the square root of x, and that means we're going to have this to become, well, I would like to put 2 out front, 4 times 1 plus the square root of x, right? That is in place of u. We raise that to power 5 over 2 divided by 5 minus 1 plus the square root of x, raise that to power 3/2 divided by 3. And then we add an arbitrary constant to that. This right here is the antiderivative of the function we give it. Okay, great. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.